there's also people in our worlds that can just suck the life out of us. And there's other people that like are just so generous and give too much of their life, how do you manage relationships? And this is more from a friendship and day to day. Like I particularly found this with a family member in our life. I needed distance for a time there where I was like, you're actually smothering me. What is the best advice you can give to someone who's probably dealing with a difficult relationship at the moment, and how can they kind of make it better, or how do they find a way to separate if they need to?
Yeah, that can be really tricky, and I think this kind of thing does come up a lot in families because there's a lot of hurt that happens in families, and a lot of stuff that is left unsaid. So. Yeah, I guess identifying if that relationship is actually becoming something that's really unhealthy for you, then that needs to be addressed. If you're walking away from someone feeling really depleted, really weighed down, and like you've tried to give so much of yourself and it's just ended up in this feeling of heaviness, that's probably not a great relationship to be going back into time and time and time again, because you're just going to be hurting yourself over and over again. But at the same time, you don't want to walk away from someone who's clearly hurting themselves, because I think hurt people. Yeah. So you want to have that compassion and that grace, and you want to extend it to that person. But at times, you probably need to give them a little bit of distance as a protection and guard to your own heart.
Yeah. Like boundaries, right?
Boundaries, yes.
Boundaries around,
yes. It's a really tricky one. And I guess it would be situation by situation that you would navigate it. But understanding, okay, this is actually affecting my day-to-day life now, where I'm feeling really, really burdened. Yeah. Then I would say just put some boundaries in place, maybe limit the amount of time you're spending with that person, or the way in which you're communicating with them. Sometimes being in person with someone can be really triggering, and it can become quite toxic environment. So perhaps speaking over the phone might be easier, even having that spatial separation, sending an email, writing a letter can be a really good form of communication. We can really get your thoughts clearly out onto paper. Yeah. If you're having a disagreement, you're having a hard time with someone, that can be a way to really express what you're wanting to say without getting into a...
You don't always have to send it. Yeah. You can sit on a letter.
Exactly.
That's the best thing about a letter. You can get everything out of your mind and onto paper, and then you can just wait. And if you feel like it's right, you can actually just deliver it.
Take a bit of time. And I just pray about it. I just pray and make sure that my heart's in the right place first, and that I'm approaching it from a place of love, not a place of anger or resentment or anything like that. Yeah, just check yourself first. Yeah.